begin. Whoever wants to join in and sing along on the chorus, you're welcome to, in the audience or at home.
Mama, take this badge off of me. I can't use it no more. Getting dark, too dark to see. Feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, 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 knocking on heaven's door. Gonna bury these guns in the ground. I can't shoot them no more. Long dark cloud coming down. Feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, yeah, yeah. Great white lights surrounding me. Pulling me through heaven's door. So much love surrounded me. They want us to stop.
Yes.
And we're knocking on heaven's door today.
I wrote that last verse, Arthur, and I wanted to get that one in there, but
You got it. You got it. Hey, what is heaven all about? And do we really know enough about it to be talking about it? I think today we have opportunities to look through the different dimensions and different veils that are existing here in our inner dimension and outer dimensions. Today we have Sonia Novik here with some words of wisdom. And Sonia, with that said, where's your words and where's your wisdoms? Well, who's going to be on first?
Who's going to be on first base?
Yeah.
In terms of what?
Well, who's gonna work through you today?
It depends what the questions are.
Oh, okay.
So,
Can you change from one avatar? Is it avatar?
avatars are
Or-
either ascended masters or archangels
Can you change from one to the
Very
other
quickly.
within a?
within a millisecond.
Okay, all right. So if I ask, let's just start out.
Okay,
All right, take a couple minutes warm up.
go for it.
All
I'm
right.
ready.
So I'd like I would like to talk to Adama for a couple of minutes here and see how he's doing today on the fifth dimension in Telos.
Well, he's quite busy
Oh,
organizing because of the 10-10-10. There's going to be many people that are going to be traveling.
now are we talking to Adama?
You are not talking to him.
Oh, okay.
I'm communicating through for him.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
okay. That's good to
So
know.
that's what I call multidimensional telepathy, because
Okay.
we go into
Wow, can you say that
interdimensions
one?
and multidimensional telepathy.
Multidimensional. Okay.
So, because we're going to the inner earth, right?
So Adama is giving me a message, or us
So
a
Adama's
message.
giving you a message that
Okay.
he is in preparation, because there's several groups that have chosen to come up to Mount Shasta, since this is his city. and he's the high priest of Telos.
Right.
And there's several people that have come in supplication to ask to open the dimensional doorways and to have a direct experience either with him or some of the people from Telos. So there's a lot of preparations that need to be made before the 1010 arrives, which is on Sunday.
And what's so special about 1010? 10-10-10.
Well, all of the digital clocks that you have now have time frames that collapse themselves into dimensional doorways.
Okay.
So what's happening is that at that time you have 2010, so you have 10 October, which would signify the 10th month, on the 10th day of 2010.
Okay.
Okay? And what that significance is basically entering into the fifth dimension, is what he's stating.
All right. So if you're in a state of meditation or a state of conscious now,
In state of conscious now is preferable than a state of meditation, because some people think that they're meditating and instead they're wandering away. So being in the present moment.
be in the present. So that's coming up this weekend. I know it's
That is.
a huge gathering in Mount Shasta by a number of groups,
Yes,
and
that
also
is
around the
correct.
world.
That is correct.
So Adama, am I understanding Adama is too busy at the moment?
He's not too busy. He's just coordinating and organizing everybody so everybody can have a really good experience in the outer world,
All
or our
right.
physical world.
All right. So I'm not sure if I should ask him to come on in and into the circle, come sit at the round table.
He'll be happy to do that
All
on some
right.
level.
Adama, I'd like to invite you into the round table, and with King Arthur and his knights and the royal family.
He's always there. So
Very good. Adama, welcome.
he's saying thank you.
Yeah.
Very well.
I have the most interesting question.
Okay.
I
Since you're
had
the host, you get to go first.
I had a couple days ago, a week ago at least, in mid dream and a state of awakening, I had a word of knowledge that says I had 18 months to prepare, and I counted out 18 months, and that was March of 2012.
Okay.
What am I preparing for?
That's what he was wondering. Just kidding. He's very good at joking. You're preparing for all the changes that are coming.
Okay.
Part of the 1010 and the 1111 is to prepare people to start living dimensionally in multi-dimensions as opposed to one single dimension.
Okay.
People that live in the third 3D world or three-dimensional world or fourth-dimensional world will have a very hard time adjusting to the new paradigm that's coming in, which is the fifth dimension. There's a group that was called the fifth dimension. There's a reason for it.
Oh yeah, they be making the dance in heaven. Anyway,
So that's what the
I
purpose
think that
of the
was a
1010
message back then that are more than one, just the third dimension.
Yes. So it's to integrate, and there's several people here that have spoken about that they're already integrating themselves into the fifth dimension by the physical experiences that they're having that appear to be non-physical.
Right.
So as they have come so many times and said to me, when we enter into the fifth dimension, this world would be a physical and non-physical one at the same time frame. I still have to figure that one out for myself.
Very good, very good. So I'm preparing for the changes coming and preparing for my
For your ascension.
ascension. So the energy within my own body
Yes.
changing,
Correct.
working with that. All
Oh
right.
yeah, your physical body will definitely shift.
Yes. Okay. Then I'm on the same page with preparation. That's exactly how I interpreted it. Also, great. Is there anybody else in the audience who has a question for Adama while he
Or
is here
others?
with us?
Come on up.
Hello.
Hi.
I would like to greet my mother and see how she is, Ruth.
Okay. So that's not Adama.
Well, that's all right.
Shift Adama
We
back.
we can shift.
Okay, I need to tune in a little bit to your mom. She recently passed?
No, it was maybe 15 years ago.
Okay. That's why she feels so distant.
Yeah.
I get a sense that she's getting ready to reincarnate. Sometimes when it's a little bit challenging for me to tune into people, it's either because they do not want to talk or they're preparing to come to a new earthly incarnation, and that's where your mom's at.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else?
Come on up. Hi.
I've got the same question, but it's about my father.
Okay.
See
If
how
he's, how he's doing, okay. Not if he's getting ready to come back in.
not knowing. So I'm asking you.
These are more mediumship questions. I want to be really specific about this. This is not angelic conversations. He's still, phew, I feel my heart like something happened to his heart. That was pretty hard, and he's still holding on to it. So he's still processing through, working through emotions of the heart. Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
It's like his heart was broken while he was here. Not by his family, but just the world at large. He was a very sensitive man. I am directly connecting to him, and he's still, there's things that all of you as his family can do to assist him, even though he's already transitioned, to heal that part of his heart that's so heartbroken about humanity, not being in support of what he came here to do.
Interesting.
And for you guys to actually give him the opportunity, is what he's saying, for him to actually come and do his assignment, mission, whatever you want to call it. I get your dad was part of the Angelic, one of the Angelic teams.
Really?
Seriously, he was part of the cherubim. So start doing some research about the cherubims. And he's still processing through his physical incarnation. So that would be a really good thing for you to tune into him. And if your family's open to it, send him love to his heart so he can heal that aspect of him.
I will tell my family.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Very good. Thank you.
Next person.
Erwin.
I have a very important question to ask you,
Okay.
and that is, how do we discover in our heart, in our whole being, what our purpose is for being here, and how can we put that into practice? And
That's a loaded question, isn't
There's a
it?
Mr. Wisdom, yeah.
then for my case, the same thing.
Well, I think you're asking for you more than anybody
Okay.
else. Because
Right.
everybody else, it's none of my business unless
Okay,
they
let's-
ask.
Okay.
For you, I get a sense that there's been a lot of loss in your life. And there lies the secret to your quest, is to turn that loss into a gift. So instead of looking upon it with the perspective of I've lost so much, what have you gained from it? And that with that, the angelic realm will be able to provide you with clues on what your divine purpose is. So people miss the mark when they actually don't go traveling into that place of pain, and instead they try to numb it with drugs, alcohol, or medical drugs. And the key lies right here in your heart, not anywhere else. So when you go look for it on the outside, you're not going to find it.
One more question, because there's a lot of other people who have to ask.
Sure.
I'd like to know, now that we're in Mount Shasta, we should appreciate this wonderful opportunity. It's a very great opportunity. And I want to make my life and help Mount Shasta be a much better place than it is now, and communicate this to other people, that this is an extraordinary place to be. How do I do that?
Well, first of all, everybody's going to have their own experience.
Okay.
So, however they choose to have that experience is up to them. Does that make sense? Not up
Yes.
to you.
Right.
What you can do is shine your light and your heart to others. And then when there's people that ask you for help, support, and for the betterment of Mount Shasta and the community, then you step forward and you do your best.
Well, thank you.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Welcome.
I have a question for my grandfather Arthur.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Whole lineage of Arthurs, huh?
Yeah, well, I should be the third. I said
Okay.
the third. So, grandfather, why is it that you are a constant companion of mine that guides me through the genealogy?
Genealogy is something that's really important for people to know their origins, but it's also for people to learn how to break through the patterns that has been through the genealogy, so that you can heal 7 generations back and 7 generations forward. So that is why he's with you continuously.
Very good, very good.
Any
I
other
like
questions?
that. I like that. What's
Do you
that?
like that?
Yeah, that's very good. That's exactly what I was hoping I was accomplishing on that. Anybody else have a question?
Come on up.
Well, since my song was cut off, I got some questions.
I got the questions, man.
Anyway, my brother and my mother died in '92. They passed on, and my brother came to me 2 nights in a row, 2 weeks after he passed away, and spoke to me, and he was ecstatic and everything. He was happy. He had a cabin in real life in New York, a retreat, and he said, "Roy, I got a duplicate cabin here. I'm so happy. I'm with family." But I haven't heard from him since. I'm just wondering how he's doing.
Well, that's a very good sign that you haven't heard from him since. That means he effortlessly transitioned to what I call not the in-between, but the heavenly realms. When you have visitations on a continuous basis from your relatives, it's because they have not crossed over. They're still hanging out here in a non-physical body. And that could be quite challenging. So be grateful that he transitioned so effortlessly.
Ah, thank you. Now, my mother, I've never heard from.
Mother's a different story. Mother always had a hard time asking for things and support. So that's part of what's going on with her. I get a sense that she has not transitioned yet, quite the opposite. And your brother did. Your brother was just there to show you that he actually has transitioned.
Transition, you mean came into
Came
reincarnated?
No, transitioned to heavenly realms.
Oh, okay.
He has not reincarnated yet,
Oh,
and
okay.
has no desire to reincarnate as of yet.
Can't blame
He's
him for
quite
that.
happy over there.
Yeah.
So he had a challenging life here, so he's glad to be over there now. When it comes to your mom, I would suggest that you do some, what I would call supplications, which is basically intended requests to somehow find her energy field and assist her in transitioning to the heavenly realms, because she's sort of stuck in an abysmal kind of place with herself because of the thoughts that she had before dying.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Wow, that was incredible. That's very incredible. Hey, how about who would we like to speak to?
Can we bring in one more person?
Yeah,
who's
oh, yeah,
standing
yeah.
up?
And I'll think about who
Who else?
Yeah.
The Archangel realm or Ascended Master realm?
Yeah.
Hi,
Hi.
Hi, welcome.
thank you.
So you have a question?
Yes, I do. My father passed on, I guess, about 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until some years later that I started to really appreciate aspects of him.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have sort of, for years now, once in a while I will just, send him messages, letting him know that and that sort of thing. And I'm just wondering well, first of all, if someone has actually moved into the light, they've fully integrated, do they still get our communications? That's the first question.
If they go home to heaven, depending on what's going on with them and what phase of their development they're at, the answer could be yes. If they are in the process of returning to the earthly incarnation, the answer would be no, because they're in preparation to come into a new embodiment. And a lot of their memories have been wiped out so that they can have a smoother sailing into this planet unless they choose to come fully awake.
Right.
So your question that you're asking me, I don't get a sense that your mom has actually or is in process of coming back.
My mom.
Or
Oh, it
is
was
it
my
your
dad.
Sorry,
My
your
dad.
dad. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't get a sense that he's actually or he's coming back yet. What's interesting is when he does, he's choosing to be a female, because I was picking up female energy out of him. And has he transitioned? I guess your question is, has he transitioned back home? What I call home would be heaven. Is that correct?
Well, that's
I
part of
wanna
it.
get
That's
clarity
part of
here.
it. Yeah, well, there's a few things.
I
that
understand, but
haven't
let's
said yet, yes, let's
take
start
it
there.
in levels.
Okay, good.
So let me tune into his frequency and find out, first of all, if he's transitioned into heaven. I get that there's some unfinished business that's holding him back. So he's not even yet transitioned to the heavenly realms. He's still, there was one thing he's showing me that he was actually getting completed, and it didn't get completed before he died. There was a very crucial thing that he was working on. And it could be as simple for us as him working in his garden or cleaning something in his house. So communication needs to be directed towards him about that it's okay to leave things incomplete, that it could be completed the next time he comes around.
Right.
And that's, when they're here, you can do that. You can have that kind of connection, and you can have that interaction with them a lot easier than when they're coming back through another incarnation.
So is he getting my messages, do you think?
Yes, because he's still here.
Okay. Is his lack of completion, does it have to do with me or
Part of it, yes.
part of it?
The other part has to do with other family members.
Right. Like my brother probably, I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking.
Contracts.
Yep.
Yes, contracts. Gosh, I know there was another question about that as well. Oh, yes, he passed on auspiciously on April 4th at 4:40 in the morning. So that's 4444. And to me, that's an angelic gateway.
Part of it is the
wondered.
the other thing is with fours, it's about foundations. So what he was saying is that I haven't finished my foundation here yet and needs to be completed. So it could be one or the other. So fours signify establishing a foundation, a solid foundation.
So he obviously has not become an angel. Well, from what you said earlier, that didn't sound like it anyway.
Well,
And I wouldn't have thought so, because of his level of consciousness was not, to me, very high.
we all go to heaven regardless,
Right.
sooner or later. So it just depends how soon he chooses to move into that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you could assist him and guide him into that place. And assist him, you have enough ability to be able to communicate with him directly and assist him in transitioning, if you like, to the heavenly realms.
Okay. And my mother, has she transitioned?
That's what I was feeling really strongly. Yes.
Oh, she has.
She has.
Okay, and that's been quite a while, I'm getting.
Hmm.
Okay, that's good. That's
She was
good.
able to clear pretty quickly.
Yeah, I
compared
felt
to
more
your
complete
dad.
with her than my father.
Well, she felt more complete here on earth than your father.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
All right, ladies, we got to go move on to the next episode here. Hey, Sonia, that was absolutely wonderful. Thank you for your opportunity to touch base with family members today. You know, ancestors and genealogy, like Grandfather Arthur said, is so important. Heal the 7 past, heal the 7 forward.
generations.
7 generations, not just the 7, but the generations. And if you work long and hard and have lots of prayers while you're doing your genealogy, ask for my help and other people that you can go online today. And if you're real diligent, find your kings and queens of your particular family, and then they have pedigrees back to Adam and Eve. I did not understand that until I realized that it actually happens to me. So
there's
we have
Archangel
some beautiful
Metatron,
pictures
by the
over
way.
here. What's going on?
That's Archangel Metatron with the Tree of Life. And then we have Adama.
Here's Adama. Welcome, Adama.
And let's see if they flash some other. That's Archangel Michael. And that's Archangel Raphael. And there's the Archangel realm. And there's me.
Whoa! What a beautiful picture. Can you autograph that? I'll take it home.
Okay. Thank you
Hey.
for this opportunity.
Anything else you have to say? Any events coming up?
We have every Wednesday we have a walk into Mount Shasta.
Oh,
It's a sacred
yes.
places where we do a
day-
channeling,
A day with Telos.
a day with Telos, and we actually mostly have had Ascended Master Adama come in and give some guidance to people. So if people want to go on the weekly tours,
And that's every Wednesday meeting at Berryville at 10
10
o'clock.
o'clock, and it lasts about 3 hours.
And it's a beautiful, beautiful walk with Sonia and
In Adama.
Adama and anybody and any of the other masters. Why don't I bring our music up? Come on up. And I want to remind everybody that Eugene Sway's newest interview with Joseph Vasquez, is available for your purchase at MCTV 15. And this is his latest information. Take it away, brothers.